From the very beginning of his presidency, Donald Trump made it clear that reshaping the judiciary was one of his top priorities. His administration's focus on the judiciary was evident from the outset. His administration worked diligently to fill judicial vacancies with conservative judges who shared his ideology and vision for the country. This was a strategic move to ensure that the judicial branch would reflect his administration's values long after his term ended. Legal expert. The impact of Trump's judicial appointments is already being felt across the country. These appointments have led to significant changes in the legal landscape, influencing decisions on key issues. Lower courts are now issuing rulings that reflect a more conservative interpretation of the law, aligning closely with Trump's judicial philosophy. This shift is evident in numerous court decisions. These rulings touch upon a wide range of critical issues, from abortion and healthcare to gun rights and religious freedom. The conservative tilt in these decisions is shaping the legal framework of the nation. The potential for further change under a second Trump term was significant. If re-elected, Trump would have had the opportunity to appoint even more judges, further solidifying his influence on the judiciary for decades to come. The confirmation process for each of these justices was contentious, reflecting the high stakes involved. The debates were intense, with both sides of the political spectrum deeply invested in the outcomes. The hearings were marked by rigorous questioning and passionate speeches, highlighting the significant impact these appointments would have on the future of American jurisprudence. Democrats argued that the nominees were too extreme and would erode long-standing precedents. They expressed concerns about the potential rollback of rights and protections that had been established over decades. The fear was that these new justices would overturn landmark decisions, fundamentally altering the legal landscape of the nation. Republicans, on the other hand, celebrated their qualifications and judicial philosophies, viewing them as defenders of the Constitution. They praised the nominees' commitment to originalism and textualism, believing that these principles would ensure a more faithful interpretation of the law. For them, this was a victory for conservative values and a return to what they saw as the true intent of the Founding Fathers. Political analyst. The appointment of 3 conservative justices to the Supreme Court has the potential to reshape American law on a variety of issues. This shift could influence decisions on healthcare, immigration, and environmental regulations, among other critical areas. The long-term implications of this conservative majority are profound, potentially setting new legal precedents for generations. Cases involving abortion, gun control, and religious freedom, among others, are now more likely to be decided in favor of conservative positions. This could lead to more restrictive abortion laws, expanded gun rights, and greater accommodation for religious practices in public life. Each decision will reverberate through the legal system, affecting countless lives and shaping societal norms. Trump appointed a significant number of conservative judges to lower federal courts as well. These appointments extend the conservative influence beyond the Supreme Court, affecting appellate and district courts across the country. The cumulative effect of these appointments is a judiciary that leans more conservative, potentially altering the outcomes of numerous cases for years to come. This transformation of the courts has the potential to impact the lives of Americans for decades to come. From civil rights to economic regulations, the decisions made by these courts will shape the fabric of American society. The conservative shift in the judiciary represents a significant change in the balance of power, with far-reaching consequences for the nation's legal and political future. Neil Gorsuch, appointed in 2017, was Trump's first Supreme Court appointment. This marked the beginning of a significant shift in the judicial landscape of the United States. Gorsuch, a textualist and originalist in his judicial philosophy, quickly established himself as a conservative voice on the court. His approach to interpreting the Constitution is rooted in the belief that the text should be understood as it was at the time it was written. Former White House counsel Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation in 2018 was perhaps the most contentious of Trump's judicial appointments. The hearings were marked by intense scrutiny and public debate, reflecting the deep divisions within the country. Despite the controversy, Kavanaugh was ultimately confirmed, further solidifying the conservative majority on the court. His presence on the bench has been pivotal in several key rulings that align with conservative principles. Amy Coney Barrett's appointment in 2020, just weeks before the presidential election, cemented Trump's legacy on the Supreme Court. Her confirmation was a strategic move to ensure a lasting conservative influence on the judiciary. With a 6-3 conservative majority, the court is now poised to rule on a range of issues in a way that reflects a more conservative interpretation of the Constitution. This majority has the potential to reshape American law on issues such as abortion, gun rights, and health care. The impact of these appointments will continue to be felt for generations to come. The decisions made by this court will influence the legal landscape and societal norms, shaping the future of the nation in profound ways. The legacy of these appointments underscores the enduring power of the Supreme Court in American life. Gun control is another issue that is likely to be impacted by the conservative shift in the judiciary. The current Supreme Court, with its conservative majority, is likely to be more sympathetic to arguments in favor of expansive gun rights. Political commentator religious freedom is another area where the conservative shift in the judiciary is likely to have an impact. The decisions made by the Supreme Court in the coming years will have a profound impact on the lives of all Americans.